Hi, it's Bronwyn here with another episode of Black Mental Health is Black Health. Well, tonight we have an interesting topic, and you just have me. Sometimes we have a guest, sometimes I just come and share some knowledge with you. And tonight, that's what we have going on. So, we're going to get started as always with some deep cleansing breaths. You know how we do it. So, let's get started with our three deep cleansing breaths. Breathe in, 2, 3, 4, out, 2, 3, 4, in, 2, 3, 4, out, 2, 3, 4. One more, in, 2, 3, 4, out, 2, 3, 4. Just that woosah breath at the end of the day to say, okay, let me clear my head before I take in some more information. Well, as you see, today's topic is tell yourself something good. So, what in the world does that mean? I use a lot of affirmations. As a matter of fact, every time I go out, I take, let's see if I have it here. I don't have it with me, but I have this cup that says good vibes and another one that says be positive. But someone bumped into me and broke that one. I have to get a new one. I have to create a new one. But I have this cup that says good vibes and it has affirmations on it. And the affirmations are just like business card size and I pass them out everywhere I go. A lot of times at networking events, earlier today I did that, and I passed the positivity. If I'm in the grocery store, I give one to a cashier. I may be talking to someone in the grocery store and pass it to them. I've been doing affirmations for a couple of decades now. I started doing them, using them as a counselor in the early 90s and have been using them ever since. So every time I pass them out, I get positive responses. When someone pulls that card and they read that thought, this is just for me, not pray over these cards, so you're getting the thoughts you need. But I get people smile, and it's always what they need. So often I hear that, man, this is a thing I really needed. So it's amazing to see that they can be so positive and so powerful. But what I want to let you know and talk about tonight is why do affirmations work? Is it just something, oh, you just like hearing something? No, there really is some science behind that. And I kind of want to talk about that. So we're going to talk about what are the benefits of affirmations, when to use them, how to use them, and how to create your own. But looking at the benefits, as I said, there's scientific proof or benefits from this. So there are some scientists who do talk about this. I looked at a study by Andrew Newberg and Mark Robert Waldman, and they were looking at the power of a single word and the influence it has on our genes and our emotional response. You know, when you're studying brain patterns, just the right word can impact you emotionally and physically and your whole brain, your whole neurological system. It can, they looked at the power of words to de-stress, to help you de-stress. Now, you know, we know stress is good, stress is bad. When we think about stress, we think about the bad stress. I can't manage it. But there is that kind of stress or in stressful situations where you need that stress to kind of push you on to move forward. It can be that oomph. And the right word at the right time can take it from, oh, it's horrible to, oh, I got this. I needed that push. But those words that you say, and we're going to talk about what words you use later on, but those words you say to yourself can transplant, change your brain chemistry by what you're telling yourself. Another benefit to affirmations is stops you from self-sabotaging. What happens when you are speaking negatively, you begin to believe it. Oh, this is never going to work. I can't do it. You give yourself negative messages all day long. I'm not good enough. Oh, I don't know why I'm being called into the boss. What did I do now? Oh my gosh, I just can't take this anymore. All of those negative messages weigh you down, and your brain becomes used to hearing the negativity and it responds in negativity. So when you begin to practice affirmation and telling yourself something positive, you're changing the message that your brain is getting. And when your brain gets a different message, it can respond differently because it has something different to respond to. Is your brain going to respond to the negative or to the positive? It all depends on what you put in. Another benefit to affirmations is it can boost your resilience. Repeatedly using affirmations can literally rewire negative thought patterns, reducing habits of ruminating on that whole negativity. So the way that boosts that is every day again, if you say, I can't do it, I'm no good, there's something wrong with me. You say that every day. You begin to feel heavy. Your brain just is used to responding in that way. Well, if you tell yourself, I got this. Yeah, it's a tough day, but I'm tougher. I can make this happen. When you tell yourself the positive, you open yourself to the possibility of something good happen. Now, I'm not saying just because you say it's a good day, everything's going to be wonderful, is you going to jump up and everything's going to be great. But you open yourself to the possibility of it being great. When you wake up and tell yourself, today sucks, it's going to be horrible. When you tell yourself that every day, that's the possibility that you open yourself up to. So you can be more resilient when you tell yourself, and you can give yourself a mental health boost by telling yourself, okay, I can do this. Yeah, this is a negative situation I'm in. I don't like it, but you know what? Hey, I can do better than this. So you open yourself up to the positive or you open yourself up to the negative. When you're opening yourself up to the positive, your brain can allow you to see more positive things that can happen. When you open yourself up to the negative, you're going to see more negative. What are you willing to receive? The positive or the negative? Your words can impact that because it opens whatever you're telling yourself is what you're looking for, whether you realize it or not. Another benefit to affirmations or using yours, it encourages you to create a better picture of yourself and your surroundings. Whatever you tell yourself can become true. Most people want to continue to improve their life or make their life better. So if that's you, okay, I want a better life. No matter how good it is, I want to get better and better every day. If that's you, where you want a better life every day, then you've got to put forth the effort to make it better. And if you're put forth in the effort to make it better, you have to believe it can be better. So when you're using affirmations, it allows you to see yourself and your worlds differently. Like I said, with the resiliency, what you are looking for is sort of what you're going to get. And the last benefit to using affirmation, it keeps things in perspectives. Affirmations can allow you to see the glass half full as opposed to half empty, or at least realize, you know what, it's just water in the glass. I don't know what it is, but it's water there. That half full mentality is that I'm going up. I see better. That's full. The half empty, now see, I'm down here. It's not good. But like I said, the third option, we think of half full, half empty. My third option that I now see is there's water in the glass, period. You're looking at that situation. This is just it. Not sure what it means, but it doesn't necessarily mean you have to take the negative. I'm just looking at the situation. There is water in the glass. Is it half full or half empty? I don't know. It's water in the glass. Is a situation you're facing, do you see it as good or bad? I'm just facing a situation. So that's how that can manifest itself. Another thing about putting things in perspective is, it's easy to catastrophize something. Oh, I just don't, if this happens, it's going to be so bad. Oh, Lord. Oh, I don't know. What am I going to do? But change your perspective. No, I don't know what I'm going to do, but I will find a way to do it. I don't know what I'm looking for in this situation, but I'm going to have to work my way through it. That's about perspective. So again, is this glass half full or half empty? I don't know. It's water in the glass. Is this situation good or bad? Doesn't look that good, but it is the situation. It is the hand I was dealt. It is ugly, but I'm going to have to deal with the hand I'm dealt. It's changing that perspective. So, in terms of the benefits of affirmation, it can, the overall thing is it can change your perspective, change how you see things. And if you change how you see things, you can change how you deal with things. So then the next thing I say, we're going to look at what are affirmations, when to use them, how to use them, and how to create your own. Just going back to the power of words. And something else I'll say about the power of words, even the Bible says there's death and life in the power of the tongue. So you can bring death or life to someone else or yourself with the power of your tongue. What are you saying? Are you going to speak positivity into them or negativity into somebody? Your words are just that powerful to yourself and others. So when should you tell yourself some affirmations? Let's say, what about the beginning of the day? Sometimes in my work with clients, especially those people who are dealing with self-esteem issues, we come up with some affirmations to get that one, what is going to be the one you're going to hold on for this week. I tell them to tape it on your mirror. Why your bathroom mirror? Because I hope you wash your face and brush your teeth every day. And so you see it. So maybe it's the first thing you do. It's in the very beginning of your day. Or you put it on your refrigerator because maybe you're going to go get breakfast or you're going to lunch or dinner. But sometimes a day you're going to go into your refrigerator. But start your day with something positive. Because sometimes that might be the only positive thing that happens. Sometimes we can have those days where it's like, really? Oh, I can't believe something else happened. Yeah, that's real. So I'm not just saying it's good, all da da da. No, bad stuff happens. But start your day, get yourself in the mindset of something positive. And we'll talk in the end about, how do you create these affirmations? Or how do you get them? So you can do it at the beginning of the day. Or what about at the end of the day before you go to bed? Tell yourself something good. Might help you sleep better. I, years ago, stopped watching the 10 o'clock news because I go to bed about 11. I do not need the last thing I hear or see was to be something negative. Now I will wake up and watch the news. I'll watch it in the daytime. I'll read, news. I listen to talk radio. I take all that in. But before I go to bed, don't need to hear it. I need something lighthearted, something positive. So maybe at the end of the day, you give yourself your affirmation for the day. Take a few deep breaths and see. That just might improve your sleep patterns. Because a lot of times when people lay down at the end of the day, your anxiety raises because you are rehearsing everything that you did wrong, or you're thinking about everything that has to happen the next day. That's those negative thoughts just coming in. Tell yourself something positive. Take some deep breaths, close your eyes, go to sleep. So maybe at the end of the day. Another time to use an affirmation is when you're having a low moment. When that moment you're thinking, I'm just feeling so bad. I just can't believe it. So I've had clients who have had an affirmation, and what I did for them was I made it really pretty, and I emailed it to them as a JPEG, and they saved it as their screensaver. And so they would pick up their phone during that time of negativity, and there it was. It was something on their screen. I have my vision board on mine. But they use it as a screensaver, so you just pick it up and go, yeah, it's right there. Whatever that message you are giving yourself. Another time to use it, use your affirmation to Encourage someone else. Like I say, I pass the cards out everywhere I go. Everywhere I go, I pass out my affirmation cards, and they're really simple. Um, but people find them very meaningful. Here is an example of one right here. Some are really pretty and decorative. I was trying to let you see it, really pretty and decorative. Some are just words. And it might be, I am awesome. Some are Bible verses. This one says, because you have always been my help, in the shadow of your wings, I trust in you. And that's Psalm 63:7. So it can just be simple words on a card, or they can be pretty. This is another one that is scripture. I just happen to pick these up at my desk. I am fearfully and wonderfully made. Some just say, I am awesome. I am marvelous. I'm great. I'm fantastic. And you pick it up and you read that and remind yourself, it's true. Whatever these cards say, they're true. My cards don't lie. So now we get into, so how would you use them? Goes into, what do they say? So if you wanted, let's say you have a big project or big something you want to do, and you're not quite sure how to get it done. So maybe you created affirmation. Let's say it's a project. You have a project at work you need to get done, and it's weighing you down. You're feeling like you can't get this done. It's heavy. Nothing positive is coming from this. So maybe you would create an affirmation for yourself that's simple. I am a success. And in your mind, when you read it, you're talking about this project. So it doesn't have to be anything long. Or this project will be awesome. I will make it happen. But your words may be specific to a situation. Or maybe it's just, I am awesome. Or I am doing the best I can with what I have. And sometimes that's where we are. It's rough. I can't find anything good to say. Well, I'm doing the best I can with what I have. And sometimes that's all we can do. This is the best I can do. This is as good as it gets. And that's okay because it's still good. You're doing the best you can with what you have. It makes it happen. It makes it work for you. That's how that goes. You just create something. You can also purchase affirmation cards. There are different stores. You can find them online. I sell them. They'll be on my website soon. I'm redoing that. But I sell cards as well. But you can find them. You can go online and you can type in affirmations for self-esteem, affirmations for love, whatever, if you want it to be specific. Or you can just type in, give me a list of affirmations, and they will pop up. And you can read them one a day. One of the things I do is I have a poster of 31 affirmations. And whatever, like today is the 24th, whatever day it is, they're numbered. You read that number. And you tell yourself something. You tell that and you hold it all day. And that's your affirmation for the day. So it doesn't have to be anything difficult if you want it. That's how you use them. You're using them to just make yourself feel good. Allow yourself to understand just how cool and how good you are. I'm going to stop and tell you two little stories about the power of these affirmations. So as I said, I've been doing this since 1992. Man, that's a long time ago. And I started using them at the time. The first time I used affirmations as a counselor to change behavior was a fourth grade student who could get in trouble the second her feet touched the property. I mean, she was just always in trouble. The principal came to me and said, look, we're not sending her home anymore. She's not going to get an education. So you're the counselor. Do something. I'm like, okay. My first year as a school counselor, too. So I'm still getting my feet wet. I've been a teacher. I'm on the other side now. So she and I, worked on some of the issues she had, but I created, her favorite color is blue. I still remember. I created, hers was 4 lines. I am great. I am wonderful. I am awesome. I am great. And my greatness does not depend on putting anyone else down. Because I didn't want her to go to the other side, I'm better than you. So it was that last line was, my greatness does not depend on putting anyone else down. She taped this to her desk in her classroom. They had lockers. It was in her locker and it was in her binder. So all day long, she saw it. She'd come to me every morning. We'd read it. We'd talk about it. How was she going to be awesome? How was she going to be great? How she was going to be nice to other people, because her greatness not only did, as we extended it, not only depend on not putting anyone else down, it was how can you make others feel as good as you? So after a couple of weeks, she wasn't going to the office. As the principal comes, you did a good job. She's not coming to the office anymore. I'm like, yeah, I know, I'm good. And I'm like, I hadn't even realized it. So I asked her, the child, what changed? I am so proud of you. You haven't been in the office in a whole week. And she said, I'm too good for that. Everything that card says, that's me. And I'm too good to go to the office and get in trouble. So it literally changed behaviors. And going back to that whole biology of it and the neuroscience, she began to tell herself what she was, the new her, the positive side, as opposed to rehearsing, you're in trouble, you get in trouble all the time. And that's who people saw her as. Well, she changed how she saw herself because she changed what she told herself. And when she did, it changed who she was. The power of words, the power of affirming yourself, and saying to yourself. I think she even had one at home in her bedroom, and it was by her light switch. So when she turned on and off the light, she would see it. And if she turned off the light before she left her room to come to school, she read that affirmation before she came to school. So all through the years as a counselor, I've done them. Second story was that was an elementary student. Then there was a high school student. A group of kids would come every morning, pull their little affirmation. Well, one of them picks up the affirmation and says, "Osh," and I was like, "Whoa, what's on that paper?" I'm not gonna say. Well, the thing was, you have to come, you have to read it out loud, and we all heard everyone's affirmation. So I was like, "What's wrong? Why are you saying that?" She didn't want to read it. I said, "Girl, you better tell me because I need to know what's on my card." She read it, and it said, "I have the strength to be nonviolent." I'm like, "What's the problem?" "Oh, I was planning to have a fight today." I'm like, "Can't have it today because whatever your card says, you have to live it out that day. So, sorry, no fight today." And she left, and I was wondering, is she going to have a fight? Next day, she comes back. I said, well, because they came every morning to get their cards. I said, well, what happened? I didn't have a fight. "I'm so proud of you. What happened?" "Well, the card said I couldn't, and I believed it, so I didn't fight her that day. And I might as well tell you what else happened." "What else happened?" "My mom surprised me when we went to get prom dresses." I said, if you had a fight, what would have happened? There'd be no prom dress and no fight. Be no prom dress or no prom. So, man, that affirmation saved her prom, got her a beautiful prom dress just because she told herself. And she could have gone and had the fight. But man, think of how powerful it is when you tell yourself something. So they bought into whatever it says that day, you have to live it out. And she lived it out because someone said something positive to her. And the last part of this is, okay, how do you create your own? As I said, I have the cards. You can go buy cards. You can just pull them off the internet. You can create different things. So let's look at how can you create your own affirmations for yourself. So first thing you can do is to determine what area of your life you want to affirm. Maybe it is dealing with self-esteem. And then you could go through the alphabet and find a positive word for every alphabet. I am awesome. I am bold. I am caring. I am daring. I am excellent. I am fierce. I am great. I am hilarious. I am ingenious. I am joyful. I am kind. And I'm making these up as I go. I am lovable. I am marvelous. I am nice. I am optimistic. I am I am pretty. I am positive. I forgot where I was. I am I am real. I am super. I am trustworthy. I am unique. I'm vulnerable, and that's okay. I am wonderful. And for X, I always say EX. I am excellent. I am youthful, and I am zealous. Now, I just made those up off the top of my head. I hope I didn't skip an alphabet. I was trying to think of a word and keep them in alphabetical order at the same time. That's a lot. But you could come up with your own list for you. What does it mean for you? How do you want to affirm yourself? Maybe there's just an area. Maybe you're good except for in one area. Maybe I'm good outside of work, but not in work. So I need to affirm myself about my work performance because I just don't feel good about it. And when you don't feel good and you tell yourself, I'm not good at what I do, that will, like we said, impact your work performance. So begin telling yourself, I'm an excellent employee. I have good thoughts. Begin to tell yourself that so you can live it out. You want to see yourself the way you want to be. So you're going to choose words and statements to affirm that best version of yourself. How do I see myself? What do I want to be? That's what you're going to affirm. I am a good employee. Let's say you can't get to work on time and you're just getting in the way. I am on time. I see myself. I will be driving to work at such and such, whatever time. And I will be there on time. I will get my projects done. But begin to how you want to see yourself. And the last thing about creating your own personal affirmations is it needs to be in the present tense. I am right now. Not even I will be. I am. And it's make it personal and make it meaningful. And of course, make it positive. So it's right now. I am amazing. That's personal. And it's meaningful because I know I am. And it's positive. So it can just be 3 words. I am, just as I did with the alphabet. It can be simple. But create them and then write them out. Or maybe every morning you wake up and say, what's my affirmation? So what if you started with an A and you woke up and you had the alphabet A through Z written down. And on the A day, you tell yourself, I am amazing. And you say it all day. You remind yourself how amazing you are. The next day, you go fill in B. I am brilliant. And you live that out. And you go through the alphabet. And every day, you just add another one to it. And you can create your own way of affirming yourself. So this was a reminder. And because I use a lot of affirmations and I talk about them, I wanted you guys to know how important it is and how it's real and how you can affirm yourself and help yourself by using them and how it can make a difference in your life. What you say is so real. There's a quote, whatever you say about yourself, good or bad, it's true. If you say good things about yourself, that's true. That's your reality. If you say bad things about yourself, that's true. That's your reality. So what are you going to tell yourself? Hopefully it's going to be something good because you deserve it. You're just as awesome as me because my greatness does not depend on putting anyone else down. My greatness is made better by making you better. Well, as we end this, I do want to tell you this. I always end with a call to action. So what's the call to action for today? The call to action is this. Tell yourself something good and tell someone else something good. Be more positive to yourself and the others around you. And yes, vote, vote, vote. There is an election coming up here in Texas in a few weeks. Get your voter's guide. Know what you're voting for so you can make a positive difference for yourself and those in your community. I'm Bronwyn, Miss Me, the Black Couch Therapist, and I'm here to help you become a better you, and I'll see you next week.